Hi, hi to all. Welcome to another Panis Live. Together today, 21st of February 2024, we have together three great ladies to discuss about. We have Anastasia, Sandra da Silva, and Raluca Ioana to discuss about branding, growth mindset, mindfulness, and other interesting stuff. If you are listening, if you are joining, you can pop your questions in the comments. We can even answer them at one point. At one point, we're going to discuss also an event that the ladies are preparing for April. If you see on the down, we have also a discount for this event with code LRE until the end of the month. We'll tell more down the line. But let's start first our audience to get to know you. Let's start from Anastasia. Who is Anastasia?
Who is Anastasia?
Yeah.
Anastasia is a mindfulness consultant that helps people stay calm. It's very simple.
Um, that's it. Tell us a bit more before we go to other.
I can tell you all about staying calm if you like.
Yeah.
So, how do we stay calm? It has a lot to do with
I mean,
awareness.
Anastasia, where are you from? I mean, you're now based in Cyprus, or you were
I'm
always
based
based?
in Cyprus. I've lived all around the world. So, I was born in England. I lived in America, recently Australia. I've lived in India and Brazil. So I was recently in Australia for 6 years, which is where I learned mindfulness, where I was practicing mindfulness. I came back recently towards the end of the pandemic, and I've started mindfulness here in Cyprus, trying to show Cyprus all about mindfulness.
Okay. Keep that. Let's go to Sandra to tell us more about her. Sandra,
Thank you, Panis. Well, Sandra is a mindset coach and neuro-linguistic programming trainer. I decided to do this form of coaching and training because I found it so powerful in transforming my own life that I felt important that it should be shared, that the knowledge that I gained and the transformation that I went through should be shared with others. Apart from that, I also get involved and do a lot of voluntary work. I also am part of the BPW English Speaking Club and also part of the International Internship University, which is all about educating, providing education on an online forum where the student has easy access to a variety of topics to assist them progressing further through life. So that's a little bit about me.
okay, let's move last but not least. Raluca.
Hi everyone, thank you, Pani. We already know each other. We even talked about some collaborations. Basically, I'm a entrepreneur, having my own business, main areas, business development and brand strategies. That's the reason why Pani is mentioned in the beginning, branding and the beautiful combination between branding mindset and mindfulness. Like Sandra, I'm part of BPW Cyprus and BPW English Speaking Club, amongst other organizations and different boards that I'm sitting in. It's beautiful to wear different hats. It's beautiful because you have the opportunity to learn new things, to meet new people, to find new collaborations. Like through BPW English Speaking Club, this collaboration happened because otherwise I wouldn't have had the opportunity to meet Anastasia and Sandra. And I will have the opportunity to talk with Anastasia and listen to her great idea about building this kind of LRE it's something that we're gonna talk more about soon in this life. How about Pani? Who is Pani?
Panis is a blocker.
Very
That's simple. By the way, we met actually. Yeah, we met with Sandra and Raluca. Also, you join our events in Cyprus that we do, the fintech meetups
yeah,
we will be doing last year. We didn't do anything this year yet.
yeah.
Anastasia, we never met in person, but we will arrange to meet in person. Um, but let's start from Anastasia, mindfulness. What it means mindfulness, for example?
Mindfulness is to have awareness of what is going on in the moment. So, what often happens is that a lot of us will stress and we won't have instant awareness of the stress. There are a few people that do have instant awareness, but they don't know how to deal with it. So, first of all, you need to have the awareness of what is going on. You need to have awareness of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, the words you say, and your actions. When you have awareness of those, then you can choose how you want to feel, how you want to think, and how you want to act. So if you're having stress and you have awareness of it, then you know, oh, okay, I'm having stress. What can I do? And there's many things you can do. There's a long list of things that you can do when you have stress. And you can choose the one that's appropriate in that moment. So, for example, a lot of people will experience stress at work. At that point in time, you can't go and you can't go for a walk or a run because you might not be able to. So then you do what's appropriate to do at work, which is there are breathing exercises. There are very short static exercises that you can do. Anything to change your breath. If you have stress with a relationship, then there's different things you can do. You can go and be alone for a while to relax, sit with your feelings before you say something that you might regret. So
Yeah,
there's many strategies for dealing with stress, and mindfulness gives you the information so that you know you're having it and how to deal with it. And then it's up to you to apply that information in your life.
great. So you teach people how to be calm in different situations.
Yes,
Uh,
because when you're calm, you have clarity to make the correct decision. When you're not calm, you make wrong decisions.
yeah, always. Actually, when I'm not calm, I don't write. I avoid going to write something. But
Yeah.
I have learned that in the hard way because there was times that I was writing when I was pissed in social media, and yeah,
So you said something very important, which was you learned it the hard way. So it might have taken you a few months or years to learn that. With mindfulness, you save years because instead of needing to, learn things the hard way, you already have the strategy for going through and doing taking the process to the right decision.
we have about stress and work. We have a session that we recorded last year with also another speaker from Greece. We'll probably have it tomorrow. Play in our podcast at 9 a.m. How to reduce stress, and we did also a podcast. I don't know if you know Nectarios Yoyos. Is a startup founder. Has they have they deal with people that they fail, stress, etc. It was a good podcast. We discussed a lot of stuff happening in companies, how you can deal, how you can if you fail, if your startup fails, what happens, and etc.
Well, one way to success is failing. So you fail and fail and fail until you succeed.
Yeah, of course. But okay, it's a roller coaster of emotion, and someone will actually will need also your techniques maybe
Well,
to be
that's
able
exactly
to
correct. And that's where
really
mindfulness
about
and mindset can mix together. Because if you're mindful, if you have awareness about your mindset, then you can change it. If you don't know what your mindset is, which most people don't, they can't change it because they don't realize that the mindset is ruling them. As soon as they know what kind of a mindset they have and what kind of a mindset they could have, then they're already on their way forward.
yeah. On that, we had also actually we had one discussion with Sandra on that in the
Can't hear
past.
you, Panis.
You can hear me? Can you hear me now? It's good.
Yeah,
Can the others hear? Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
And, and
Maybe go to somebody else until I can get my sound back.
yeah, as I'm yeah, well, yeah, this is what I was trying to say. I mean, Sandra is a strategic. It's a part of a strategic mindset. As far as I know, we're both fans of growth mindset. Sandra, do you want to elaborate more on these mindsets and how also
Yeah,
might
I'd
work?
love to. I was always intrigued as to why people do what they do, their behaviors. Why do people react and some people respond? Why do we have certain limitations? What was the programming behind it for us to be the person who we are today? And it was so interesting to delve in a little bit deeper when you go into neuroplasticity and neuroscience and how our information is stored within the unconscious mind. So once you are aware what limitations or barriers are within your program, you're able to overcome them with a strategic methodology, techniques, and actually reprogram your unconscious mind in order to provide you with the success that you want in any area of your life. And it doesn't always mean about being the most successful, top of the ladder. It could be that you just want to be an amazing mum, or you're an amazing nurse or an amazing teacher, and you want to be able to communicate that to your students. Knowing how to utilize the mindset and then go into communication, you're able to produce the language to obtain the results. And like Anastasia said, when you bring in the mindfulness, you're aware something's not working. Failure. It's not a failure, it's just feedback. Well, if that didn't work, why didn't it work? What was the barriers? What was stopping me? What was limiting me? Was it my thought process? Did I not have the correct tools or strategies? How is my unconscious mind working, or not working, I should say, for me? Sometimes we feel that life is against us, and that can also be true, but it also comes down to how we view the world. What programs are we running that we're not aware of? Give you a sort of a very quick example with mindset and communication. When you're trying to communicate with someone and you're delivering the message and it doesn't come through to them, the way they are receiving is in a different format to the program you're running in your unconscious mind, in your mindset. Let me take the phone. We've all got our beautiful dynamic mobile phones. Say, for example, Panis, I want to send you a message to communicate with you, and I'm using WhatsApp, and you've only got Viber as a program running in your telephone. No matter how I try to send you a message, you're never going to receive it. If I turn it around and then say to you, hey, can you download the program WhatsApp so that we can communicate more effectively? I've got WhatsApp, you have WhatsApp, so the message that I'm going to send to you will be received. If that's sort of an analogy which we can use when we're utilizing our mindset for communication, for removing limiting beliefs, for also being the best version of yourself. Once we understand that everything starts from your thoughts, and then you convert that into a behavior. Comes from your thoughts to your feelings and then produces a behavior. You control that. You control that strategy of what you're running. So this is how, when you bring in together the mindfulness, and then bring in the branding of what it is you're trying to create for yourself, you have an overall picture. You're programming your unconscious mind to assist you in seeking out the knowledge, strategy for you to be able to achieve the life goal you've set for yourself, the career goal you've set for yourself, even the entrepreneurial journey. You have to be in the right mindset in order to go through that entrepreneurial journey. Does that help answer your question there? Have you got any more questions for me?
No, it answers very well, and the example was very good. Okay, how?
My sound,
Let's
my
go.
sound
Let's
is
go.
back now. Before you go to
Yeah,
Raluca, I have a question for you, Panis.
yeah.
Where is your beautiful smile?
It's
We
okay. I don't know.
I
Usually, when
can't
I
hear you.
smile a lot, my teeth gets out. So, but I am photogenic.
that we can, I think that we can agree on. I've seen you in many photos, and you are extremely photogenic.
Okay, I'm currently overweight. I'm trying to lose weight, but again, I am photogenic. But okay, Anastasia, we discussed mindfulness a bit with Anastasia. We discussed mindset with Sandra. Raluca, how branding? We're saying authentic branding, and then we'll come also to your event. Tell us more. Um, what is authentic branding? Everybody's using the word authentic branding. What is branding? What is authentic branding? And how it all connects with the other two parts, mindfulness and mindset.
I liked how you started saying that everybody talks about authentic branding, and this is a very important point because yes, everybody talks about authentic branding, but do we really know what authenticity stands for and also what branding stands for? Because when we talk about authentic branding, or to be even more specific in this event, we're talking about building the roadmap to authenticity through personal branding. So we're taking it personal and we're talking about individuals, but in general, either branding, either personal branding, when we combine it with authenticity, we talk about the real you, the transparent you, the person that exists without, though, breaking certain norms, without forgetting that we have some etiquette and some guidelines because we live in a world, so we have to follow certain things. But it means following your authentic self and your passion. You found your why, you understand what's happening, and you are out there without trying to copy someone else, without trying to copy a trend that does not represent you, without trying to prove anything to anyone. And also, it's something that I'm actually preparing in a post that I've decided to debunk the myth of authenticity. In which way? Exactly going back to what you said in the beginning, everybody talks about authenticity and authentic branding, but we forget that being authentic doesn't necessarily mean that you can have a different behavior when you are in a business meeting compared with the behavior that you're going to have with your loved one, with your friends. It doesn't mean that you're not authentic. It means that you're respecting the situation and the people you are around. But authenticity, it doesn't mean that you have to use, and it's something that we had the talk with Sandra, and we agreed on this, that don't use your pains, don't use your losses, don't use the diseases of someone to put yourself out there. That's not authenticity. That's a kind of an emotional blackmail. So here it's something that there's a fine line, and we have to make sure that we cut it. And if we talk about branding, imagine this. We all want to have a passport that will allow us free entrance in any countries we want. A proper, solid, well done branding is that passport that will offer you entrance in any country of your choosing.
Very soon we'll have biochips to do that. not passports.
Yes, I know. In India, they already know everything with just a QR code. So soon we're
No,
going
I'm
there.
discussing
Yeah,
about biochips that you have inside your hand. So
yeah.
even Sweden tested. If you
And US, they tested for cards. Instead of having your card on your phone on or the proper card,
Mhm.
you use your palm. I don't
yeah.
mind. It's fine. Let's do
Uh,
that as well. It's happening either we want it or
yeah,
not.
we see. I mean, you have seen Elon Musk is doing tests how to
Yeah.
interact in brain with technology. Um, what is your but before we go and discuss a bit more about maybe because I'm a tech guy, I'm a technology guy, so I always in my discussions I always want to connect technology and how it interacts with everything. Uh, but before we go there, I know that you're organizing an event. You want to tell us
Mhm.
more about that event? We actually posted the link also in the comments about the to find all the information if somebody's interested. And we have also a discount with code LRE that you get extra discount even from the early bird that
Yeah.
is already discounted the price.
Mm.
Yeah, you want to tell us more about the retreat, what you plan to do there? Yeah, who's
Sure. I
going to
will
start?
start, and then I think the girls should say bits and pieces as well. And I will start by answering to part of the other question that you addressed me, how these three are combined. Think that the personal brand is the foundation when you start building something. Working and having after that, that peace of mind, that mindfulness that would allow you to move in life or through life, regardless of difficulties or challenges or setbacks, but having also strategic mindset that will support you in making the best choices when something happens is getting the full package. So you learn how to build your brand so that you can put yourself out there and differentiate yourself because there's no such thing as monopoly anymore. So nobody sells anything unique. Everything was already invented, maybe just upgraded. So you build your personal brand authentic, following your passions and your whys and mission and the reason why you're doing, but more specific and more targeted and more strategically. And then you combine it with mindfulness because we need mindfulness and we need that part that getting rid of stress, being able to diminish challenges, worries, and having a strategic mindset that will support us in again taking the best decision, knowing when to take calculated risks. So this is what the retreat plans to offer. Very curated workshops that will offer the participants, and we did it in a way that can be suitable for business owners, mentors and coaches and professional people, also aspiring entrepreneurs, because they will have the chance to talk separate with each one of us. So it's meant to offer a full package to scale up your career or your business, but also find that important balance between your professional and your personal life, which a lot of people are complaining that they can't find it. Well, you can find it with the right tools, with the right practices. And here we can talk about business strategies, mindfulness strategies and tools, and also mindset strategies. And I'll pass the ball to, one more thing. We have to thank Anastasia because I believe we all thought about creating certain things and we all have our workshops, but Anastasia came and she proposed me to collaborate and build something like this together. That is just the beginning. We're planning a lot of things, but we have to thank Anastasia. She was
The
the
calm
idea
force.
lady. Yeah.
She was the calm force of the
The
Jedi's.
mindfulness,
Yeah.
the mindful force.
I can thank you, Raluca. I can tell you how it happened. So, having lived abroad, retreats are quite normal. If you want to go on a retreat, you just, Google retreat this weekend, next month. And we know there's a lot of things that could be improved about Cyprus. And this was one of the things. Also, whenever we need to do trainings, often we have to go abroad. We have no choice because there's no trainings in Cyprus, especially for self development. So the whole idea was to make retreats a household name in Cyprus for people that are in Cyprus and do want to relax and go to a nice environment while at the same time improving themselves. So we're doing it at Aelia, which is a resort in Nicosia district. It's fully luxurious, it's in nature, it's extremely pleasant environment, it's calming. And we do want to continue with this. And we also want to open this up to people that have something to share, people that are an expert in something and they'd like to have a retreat, but they don't know how. So we're making the mistakes first. So we're learning from those mistakes so that when they come to us and say, hey, I want to do a retreat, we can say, great, we've made these mistakes. Now we know the proper procedure and we can get there faster and easier and we can promote them to more people. It's very important to retreat. So retreat means to take a step back. So you take a step back or you take a step outside in your life and make a change. We all love going on holiday. And sometimes we only get to go on holiday once a year. So it's you get to do something productive and interesting and at the same time retreat and be in a relaxing environment. So that was what was behind it all.
Cool. Sandra, do you want to something the girls forgot, or you want to add
No, I
something?
mean, the girls covered many, everything that was going on within the retreat itself. I mean, we've designed the day in order for you to, like Anastasia just said, take a step back. We often say, I will do my goals later, or I will do this later, or I will start working on my branding later. I'll do the strategy later. Well, we were inviting you not to do it later, but to step into that power right here, right now, and take that time for yourself. Honor yourself. Give yourself permission to take time out from our hectic lives and concentrate on building something for yourself. Elia is absolutely beautiful. It's got such an amazing energy around it. The nature's there. And so when you step out of the hectic lifestyle that we all lead and step into calmness, relaxation, by being nurtured on your road to the branding, the mindfulness, and the mindset, you will step into your power by the end of the retreat and you will walk out feeling determined, confident. You've set your plan in motion. Because at the end of the day, if we don't have a strategy, where are we going to end up? When we're going somewhere new, we always put into our maps how to get from A to B or A to Z. So this is what you're going to be doing as well, mapping out the road that you can follow step by step in a calming environment with the three of us who'll be able to guide you exactly what it is you want to do. So yeah, looking forward to it. And anyone
Cool.
listening,
It
step
sounds
into your
great.
power.
It sounds great. Also, if you are listening to us, we have, as we have said, you'll see down the code. End of February, this code ends, so you need to use it and buy your ticket now. If you are listening to us, just almost, I personally come from the startup world. In the startup world, we like failure. I mean, we like to fail a lot, learn out of it, of course, not to fail and not learn and not move on. Um, that's why also a lot of people they say first attempt in learning fail with the acronyms. How this I will not say it's a mindset of failure and success, but it's something that if you are building startups or if you are in the startup world, for you it's okay. You want to fail, you want to test stuff, you want to grow. How do you see that with your practices and your? We can start from Anastasia and then go to Raluca.
So what you're saying is in the startup world, it's okay to fail, and that's exactly correct. So
Yeah, it's okay to fail, and it's okay. I mean, we don't wait to get a step back. We want to do stuff now, and
exactly,
and forget if it goes wrong, if it not doesn't. Yeah,
exactly. So that's a good mindset, because it's like, oh, I failed. What does that mean? That's feedback. That means, well, this didn't work. Okay, so what is going to work? If you don't have that feedback, if you don't have that mindset, then you can be, let me be a little bit dramatic here. I failed. What do I do now? See, so you don't have that mindset in the startup world, but a lot of people do. They fail, and it's like the world is falling apart. But here we're saying, okay, you failed. This is feedback. This means something didn't work. Let's go and see what didn't work. Let's see what could work. And then you try another path. And then you try and try. And then even when you have success, then after a while, something might go wrong. So then you have to pivot. I think that's the language also you use in startups, to pivot.
yeah,
Mm.
yep,
That answer, more or less?
yeah.
Okay, great.
Raluca, Sandra.
Sandra, would you like to go?
Yeah,
Shall I?
sure. One of the teachings when I'm conducting NLP training, one of the presuppositions that we use is there is no failure, only feedback. So we know where to go, what to do with what hasn't worked. Even in our daily lives, where we're trying to become, say, eating more healthy. Well, we know that certain things are better for us than others. So when you put that into the retreat side, we're working on the fact that, okay, some things may not work as we thought or planned they would, but that's also going to give us the feedback. So the next retreat that we're planning is going to be bigger and better, and be more, be able to give more value to the attendees. Because at the end of the day, we're all specialists in our own fields. We've all done different workshops and we've worked with businesses and companies. This retreat, we aim to really push out all the boundaries and go further, get out of our comfort zones and do something where we're actually giving back all of our knowledge and sharing that with others. So this is a bit of a startup. We are learning, and thank goodness we have could say a mastermind group between the three of us, where we bounce ideas off, or this will work or that won't work, so that we can move forward strategically. Raluca, darling.
Okay,
For
Raluca.
me, what shall I say? I love failure because only someone who never tried won't fail. So if you want to succeed, if you want to learn how the thing should be done, or if you want to, I don't know, maybe even find inspiration and innovate, because we're talking about tech,
Yeah, not
try,
only
don't be
tech.
afraid.
Yeah.
And I remember that I had a while ago, I was invited to a podcast of a guy from US, Los Angeles, a crazy guy, brilliant, a lot in stock markets and this kind of things. And at a point, I said, "Don't be afraid to try." And he was disagreeing with me, telling me that no, you shouldn't try, you should do it. And I was like, "Yes, but until you do it, or until you're able to do it, you're trying. You can't do anything before trying. It's like you want to
like
get, I don't know,
like
fly
Yoda.
the parachute. You won't just go 3,000 meters in an airplane and they will throw you down. You will try for a couple of times until you finally do it. So my advice, try, fail often, stand up even more. And there's a quote that says, if you fail or if you fell down 7 times, stand up 8.
I
Right.
don't know if you guys know, they often give the example of a baby when it's learning to crawl. It doesn't stop. It doesn't say, "Oh no, I've tried so many times, I'm going to give up," because the baby doesn't. It's too young to have a mindset, a bad mindset or a good one. It just knows, I have something inside it saying I want to walk. So no matter how many times it falls, it always gets back up again. It doesn't think, like, it doesn't have any bad thoughts about that. And there's also something we haven't mentioned about the retreat, very special. Panis, I heard you're going to be there.
Oh,
When is
yes.
the date?
April 14th. So,
It's
so all
Saturday, I
we
think.
might have some
It's a Saturday.
issues with that. We might have some issues because if
We'll
people
arrange.
know
We'll
you're
see.
going to be there, all your fans might be outside screaming, wanting to get inside and seeing you. So we'll have to
I don't
let
have so many fans, but okay.
the venue know that, to expect lots of people. They're going to see you.
No, no, I don't have
Well,
so
I
many
think we're
fans.
going to have a lot of live streaming and lots of stories, and they will know that Pani is there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if I'm there, yeah, you will have some posts. I always like
And
to
I
post
remember that
when I visit events. Actually, yeah, we need to announce also that Saturday I will be. I don't know if you have seen now in the last days. Einstein Junior is a robot that Pascal. Uh,
the
that
Pascal
Pas-
School.
yeah,
Yeah.
on Saturday I will be doing a live at 11 a.m. From there, and we'll be discussing with Einstein and the kids and the teachers from
That's
Larnaca.
lovely. Send us
Um,
the link so we can share it and follow it as well.
yeah, and yeah, I mean, okay, I love personally I love the interaction of humanity and technology. I know that. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I want your thoughts on that, and in terms also, what are you practicing? What are you coaching? Um, how do you see this going on? What's your opinion about that? How humans and technology will interact?
I will, if you don't mind, girls, I would like to
Go
start,
for
and I
it.
would like to make a small parenthesis with something that Anastasia mentioned with the baby crawling, that the baby doesn't have a positive or a negative mindset. And actually, this is something that it's society's fault, if I could say that, because as we grow older, we are depending of the circumstances, the experiences, the people we're around, the places we go in. We are taught that what's the one of the saying that we all know, money is the source of all evil. You should get a job and have a secure place. You should do that, you should do this. No, don't do that because you will fail, but why should you risk it? And all this mindset is getting embedded, and then it's a lot more difficult as you grow older to change it. And I'm making this parenthesis because I agree totally the same thing about technology. Social media, it's very good and it's free education, but sadly only 1% of the people are using it correctly. There are a lot of courses, a lot of things that you can use them while being on social media, but not just scrolling and checking different, I don't know, funny cats dancing or new trends that are happening with singing or whatever. I believe the same goes with technology. Human and technology should interact, and it should be a balance, because as much as AI and the automations and the Web3 and metaverse and all this, yes, advanced, we have robots. There are a lot of things that they can't be done without humans. There are things that without the human emotions can happen. So as much as we like or we don't like, we need each other, if I could say that. So yes, definitely, robotic surgeries are happening for quite some years now, and lots of lives are saved. Or uh, um, a part of the eye can be changed, and someone could get his or her sight back thanks to this technology. So I believe that it's a very good thing. It could be in our advantage if.
Actually, in US, just what here we already have 3D printing pancreas.
Mhm. Yes, I wanted to mention this, that I've read
Yeah,
about printing pancreas. Yes,
yeah.
you
What do
read
they
my
Same,
use to
mind.
print?
just a parenthesis. Yeah.
What are they
Yeah,
using to
so
print?
bio.
Sorry?
They use in
The
biomaterial.
material, biomaterial.
Yeah,
Interesting.
biomaterial.
Okay.
Um,
So I think this is it. I know it's been a lot of discussion on things like ChatGPT and all this, and that AI will get rid of a lot of jobs, which, yes, we know that. But again, certain things cannot be done without humans, as well as certain things that will
yeah,
definitely be of help with technology.
artificial
So let's find
intelligence.
the balance between.
Artificial intelligence, of course, you some jobs will be lost. But again, nowadays, this is what you need to upskill yourself in terms of
Mhm.
skilling to learn and start learning AI tools to use them
Yeah.
in order to actually cut time. I mean, reduce
Mhm.
the time of tasks. You can become more productive. You can have more time for other stuff, maybe mindfulness or other mindset, other stuff to do. If you
Totally
if you start
agree.
if you
Yeah.
start using AI, yeah.
But
Anastasia, what are your thoughts on these
Great.
technology and humanity?
So, was the question about how is humanity affecting technology? How is
Yeah,
technology affecting?
both how they might be interacting, how they affecting.
Okay, so technology there's so many facets of technology. Let me give an example. Let me give an analogy. We choose if we're if we're mindful, we choose what food we want to eat. We won't eat anything. And in the same way, we can choose which technology is good for us and which isn't. So scrolling all day, that's not beneficial for us. But if we can say, okay, I need AI, I'm not going to spend all day on it, but I just need it for something very important, then okay, so we have to ration our use of technology to just pick the best parts that are good for us and for humanity. Because if we're not careful and we overdose on social media and scrolling, then that's going to be really bad for the brain. And that's going to there's already many teenagers. I had some students in Australia that they would come to class and they'd be late, and I'd ask what's going on, and they said, oh, I spent 16 hours on TikTok last night or yesterday. So it's really, and when you're so young, it's difficult to know that that's bad for you. So humanity needs to help humanity by letting people know, choose technology that's good for you. Don't choose technology that will eat you up.
Sandra, anything to add?
Yeah, it's two different perspectives. I agree with both Raluca and Anastasia. It's got to be a balance. There is a lot of AI tools that do help people streamline their jobs, become more efficient. But at the same time, the the amount of digital technology we have around us, how we're able to access information. My concern is, for example, when you go out for coffee, go out for dinner, the amount of children we actually see on a phone or on a tablet interacting with the screen rather than having a social interaction, joining the conversation. I think I'm quite proud to say that at least my kids grew up when they still had the time to go out into the garden, go out onto their bicycles and play football. And even now, it's sad to see so many kids attached that they want their phone, they want their tablet, and they're on gaming. They're gaming for so much. This is one side which, if we're not sort of aware of it, could be detrimental to their growth and how they perceive themselves and become isolated, not go out and socialize. So that's one side of how technology, in my opinion, could be detrimental to the younger generation. On the other side, when we do have AI tools that help us do our work, like you said, with the robotics coming up and the operations which are being done with the precision needed, that's of great benefit to humanity. So that it's two sides of the coin, the pros and the cons. Some of it is fantastic, ideal, it saves lives. But then on the other side, it can also be a bit of a detriment if we spend too much time on technological tools, your phone, your tablets, just scrolling, doing nothing that's innovative, using your mind, your creative powers to think ahead.
Yeah, creativity.
Creativity.
But by the way, okay, we have a comment from Neophitos. Neophitos says some jobs will fade away, but new opportunities will arise with AI. This is what we mentioned also. But I want to provide always. I want to provide a bit of value through my podcast to the audience. So what I want from you now is to provide, according to you in your respective fields, a tip to the audience. Uh, yeah, this is what I want to do now. I mean,
Okay.
can you provide, for example, a tip around mindfulness, or maybe the most important tip
Yes,
around your,
absolutely.
yeah.
So I'll tell you in the way of a story. I had a friend and he would say, "Oh, today I'm happy. I'm really happy. I don't know if I'm going to be happy tomorrow, but today I'm happy." So he would live his life depending on his mood. Now, if you know that you can be one step ahead and say, "Oh, what is my mood today? How am I feeling? Okay, do I want to change that? Yes, I can change that." So when you're one step ahead, so mindfulness, part of mindfulness is being one step ahead and knowing that things will come. So if you know that stress will come, you can already have your plan ready to deal with it. Otherwise, it catches you by surprise and you don't know what to do. But if you know your plan, it's kind of like waking up in the morning and not having clothes to wear. And then you go around dressed in your towel trying to find clothes. If you're not one step ahead, you won't have those clothes to wear. So you'll be one step ahead and you'll already have clothes, if that makes sense. So always be one step ahead and know that things can go wrong. When they do go wrong, be prepared with your plan of action so that you can calm yourself and act with clarity so that you make the right decision. So that's the tip, be one step ahead.
Yeah. Everything went wrong in my first event. I had 600 people in front of me, and the presentation that I had to play and show didn't play. So I started telling jokes. Okay, we did that. Okay. Sandra?
I'm going to share a quick metaphor, quick story. I think you may have heard this one already, Panis, but please forgive me for repeating it. But it's so relevant to mindset. I was at the mall shopping, and while I was at the mall shopping, in the distance, I heard a child crying. As I've turned around to have a look to see what's actually going on, a mother's trying to calm down the child because it's screaming at the top of its head and it's pointing in a certain direction because it wants to grab something, it wants something. And desperately, the mother's trying to calm the child, not figuring out what it actually wanted. I'm doing a very short version of this story. Eventually, the mother realized what the child was actually pointing to, and it was something that her older son was holding. So the toddler was pointing to an object which the older boy had in his hand and was waving it around. The mother asked the older boy, "Can you please give that to your brother so that he can calm down and we can go about the rest of the day shopping?" The little boy gave to his brother a stick. But when he gave that to the stick, the little boy was quite happy, just waving it around, nothing else going on. But then the older boy took the stick back off the younger brother, the little boy, and literally did this. I don't know if you can see that okay. So with
Yeah.
mindset, is a little bit like breaking through the barriers, no different to breaking a glow stick, because sometimes we have to go through the growth process, the mindset. There we go, if we can see that. So once we break the barriers of our mindsets, we have clear thinking, we have focus, and we can move forward with our lives. I'm going to give that a shake. So there we go, breaking
Come,
through barriers and going through your exceptional growth using a glow stick as an example as to how you can move forward.
and it
Break
turns
those
into
barriers, go for
and it,
it.
and it turns into a beautiful glow stick.
It does. Well, all of us, because we're all successful. We've all gone through the challenges, and we've come out the other side. And how rewarding is that?
It is.
I know that story and I really enjoy that story.
Okay, Raluca, you want to share? Sorry, Sandra,
I won't
you
share any
finished?
story. Yes, I won't share any story. My advice in regards to personal branding and in general in business, it's a bit of a controversial advice. First, start by working on yourself without trying to please someone else. Personal branding, it's not about following a trend again that does not resonate with you, or because your mom, your brother, your wife, your husband is telling you you should do this because this is now very well known, it's trending, you will make money. Stop doing that and really work on what you like and what's your passion. So when you will do something, no matter what's going on, even in a pandemic, in a lockdown, you'll be crazy enough to follow your dreams. And it's something that I'm always asking when I'm working with my clients. There are two things. And one is, what's that thing that you love so much that you will do even if you won't be paid, even if that thing won't give you safety of tomorrow, even if that thing won't, I don't know, give you the loved, the desired job. So when you find that answer and you realize that you're crazy enough to forget sleep, to forget travel, to forget night out with friends, then follow that thing, because that thing might transform into a successful business. And I have a lot of examples that I could give in regards to what I'm saying. And the second thing that it's also business related and branding, stop, please, with feminism and men have an issue with us and women are treated poorly. Let's believe and try to strive for gender equality. Let's realize that men and women should work together. And in business, there's no gender. There's business and human. So this is my advice. Don't think about gender. Be as good as you can. Don't try to be something that you're not. Be as professional as you can. And do something that makes you happy, regardless of gender. Because I think this is a new
Cool.
trend with the feminism and men on the side and women on the other. And
Yes, but again, I would say on that part, because I was one of the guys that went to Sigma a few years back and said that, okay, when you are preparing an event, make the effort, find the proper speakers, etc., but find given gender balance. You don't need to
true,
shout about it and say about it, but try to make the effort, because there is a lot of times people they don't make the effort, and you go to a panel discussion, it's all men.
that's why I said gender equality. Let's be equal.
So
I agree with what you said.
yeah,
But we have to work
uh,
together for this, because what I'm noticing that is that this separation.
yeah, always. Alone you'll go at one point, but again, what you have said is the reason is one time, I don't know, I don't think you know him, George Lois told me if money was not a problem and you had to do something for 8 hours per day,
Yeah,
then what would that be? And then this is how you might find your passion, and then take that
prob
passion and make it a business or something
e-
to make money out.
exactly. Probably me and George Luisidis read the same books or watched the same big gurus from
Yeah,
US. So
George have read a lot of books, and he actually
yeah,
now he lives in Bedulas. He has his own. Uh, Actually, it's a good guy. We need to maybe one time we can arrange and go and meet him up
that
there
would be
in the
great.
mountains. He's a
That would
very
be great.
very clever IQ uh,
Well,
person.
let him know that we're visiting Pedulas. Pedulas, it's a beautiful place, so we can prepare some souffle, something there, and
We can invite him to the retreat.
If he
we
comes
can invite
down,
him to the
I
retreat.
think no, he's not.
Everybody
I
Uh,
that
don't think he
speaks
will come from Pedulas to Nicosia, but
yeah, it depends. We'll see.
depends. Yeah,
Um, okay, I want your last comments. Okay, we're almost 1 hour.
yeah.
I want your last comments on anything you like. Maybe that's even Cyprus, for example. Anastasia said we need to fix a lot of stuff in Cyprus. I agree. Um, yeah, I mean, any last comments? Yeah, let's start from Raluca. Then we can.
Let's start from me.
Yeah,
What I would
yes,
like to
from
fix in
you.
Cyprus.
Uh, no, even no. I was just saying maybe it's something else. Just a last comment for the
Well,
podcast.
I love
Yeah.
Cyprus. I was born in Romania. I came for 6 months to 1 year. In 2 months, in 2009, I went back to Romania and I told my parents that I fell in love with Cyprus. I'm staying. When are you coming back? I don't know. So I need to be very cautious because I don't want to betray. I already feel a Cypriot, so my blood is half Cypriot, so I don't want to betray my country. I love Cyprus. I love the people. We have similar cultures with Romania, but what I would like for Cyprus to be, not necessarily to be, but what needs to be improved, it's branding. This country has a lot of potential, but has a very bad branding or doesn't have branding. And here we can
Okay,
talk
that's
about tourist
another.
branding and
That's a that's another discussion
Another
because
podcast.
destination branding and many other things. So
okay, before you go there, you need to do damage control on other stuff. That's a problem.
one of the things when
In
you
the
assess, yes, one of the things when you assess and you do branding for a company, for if you talk about destination branding for a country, for a region, one of the thing is that the analysis of the audit, where it's now, where is that country or that place finding now, and one part of this audit is damage control. So we're having this. We're working on damage control, not with Cyprus though.
okay, Sandra.
Cyprus has so much to offer, and I believe what we're doing with the retreat is the beginning of that, to bring an awareness of what is available and the potentials. We have a glorious sun throughout the whole year. Let's utilize that. Let's plan more retreats. We have amazing villages here. So it is based around with the retreat. Let's make having a retreat a luxurious day, a time out, an everyday thing that we can do.
Okay, Anastasia.
So, what can be improved about Cyprus? That could be another 25 lives, but I'll just leave it to it's a small island. There's not so many opportunities here. And people need to realize that we can change things, but we all need to work together. So, you mentioned about humanity, Panis. If we can all work together, we can improve this place so much better. We can create more opportunities, and it's in our power to do this. We just have a mindset that's a little bit behind. And if we can improve our mindset and all work together to create new opportunities for all of us and for people that don't have so many opportunities and don't believe it's in their power, we can just flip the switch a little bit and explain to people, yes, you can do it. We're here to help you. This is also a support system to help people that want to improve. Raluca has a great story of a client she helped that he wasn't happy in his career. And through branding, he branded himself as an expert, and he was able to have a much better career and do something that he really likes. So that's what we want to do. We want to help people go forward and step into their power. And thank you so much for inviting us. And I want to give you a big hug. So I think, can you come to this side of the screen? The other side. Yes.
Excellent.
We got it.
We got it.
Just remind me about the date to add it in my calendar.
April 13th. It's a Saturday.
Yeah, okay. Many thanks for joining the podcast. And I promise that we'll be doing one by one also, one each other on your respective fields to go more deep to each field together, with Anastasia about mindfulness, with Sandra about maybe NLP, mindset, and other stuff, and with Raluca with other branding and leadership stuff she does. If you are, if you are watching this, listening this in our audio platforms, we have a code for the retreat LRE, 50% until the end of the month. Use it. Get your ticket for the retreat that the ladies are preparing. Good luck with the first one to learn more and to do more. Just a tip from me. Sometimes bigger is not. Don't try to go big. Sometimes when you get him bigger, you lose quality. So for me, try keep it small and very quality, and optimize it. Growth
Thank you.
Thank you,
This retreat is special. It's the first one, so it's going to be small. Only 20 people.
20.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Let's see
Thank
more.
you.
Thank you, Panis.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening, everyone. Bye.